Okay, gents, stop dressing like a teenager. Why men in their 30s are dressing like teenagers and who benefits from it? Okay, let's be honest. If you're a man and you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s and you feel like something is off, like the way you dress, like you never quite actually looked your age, this video is going to explain exactly why that is. And I promise you, it's not your fault. It's been engineered that way. How do I know this? Well, the fashion industry generates billions of dollars selling men clothing that is designed for your 19-year-old self. Oversized fits, logo branding, streetwear drops, athleisure, hype, collabs, all that sort of stuff. It's all optimized for a version of you that has never grown up. And here's the thing, a man who's figured out how to dress like an adult stops needing to buy new trends every season. That's bad for business. So the industry keeps you adolescent, keeps you chasing, keeps in control of you. So today I'm going to show you exactly how this works, why it works, and what you need to do to opt out of it. Because dressing like a grown man isn't about being boring, it's about reclaiming something that most men don't ever realize they've handed over. Their masculinity, their presence, who they are as a man, etc. So here's the thing, most men, especially like a lot of guys or men I see in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, you're still dressing like you were 19 to 22 years old, right? This is not a conscious decision. You just didn't keep evolving your style. Essentially, it just stopped when you were 19 to 22. You found something that worked, whether it was the jeans, the graphic tee, trainers, etc. And essentially, you repeated that for the next decade, right? You didn't evolve your style as you evolved as a man. And that needs to stop. Right? No one told you about the next chapter. It's not laziness, it's just that society never handed this over to you. They never explained that, hey, as you grow and as you evolve as a man, your style should represent that. I mean, think about it. Every magazine, every ad, every influencer, it's pointed at the younger version of yourself, not at the man you are today. It's not a choice, it's by default. The target customer is not you. Let's be blunt, the entire machinery of modern fashion, the trend cycles, the seasonal drops, the hype culture, the collabs, none of it was built with you in mind. The industry's most profitable customer are men and women, but if we're talking about men, between 16, it's men aged 16 to 22 or 24-year-olds, right? That's who everyone is marketing to, okay? You, if you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, essentially get ignored entirely. Or you're fed the same product with a slightly more mature angle on it, which is horseshit. You're either an afterthought or a cash machine. And the industry is happy with both outcomes, to be brutally honest. So here's the thing. Adolescent dressing like your teenager, has really three core signatures. And once you know it, you'll be able to spot it anywhere, including in your own wardrobe, okay? They are shapelessness, okay? If we're talking shapelessness, you know, large silhouettes, like oversized, baggy things, right? Logomania, pretty self-explanatory, logos, and comfort above all mentality, okay? So shapelessness. So what we mean by this is essentially no relationship to your body, or having clothes that have no shape in relationship to the shape of your body. I mentioned this before, oversized hoodies, baggy jeans, t-shirts that are oversized as well. They all kind of cut you off at that midsection, giving a 50-50 proportion. There's an economic incentive behind that because fashion houses, retail brands, they don't need to think about the sizes and the lengths. They can just have it all one size fits all. That's what we're talking about with shapelessness. Then we're talking about logomania. So this is interesting, is letting the logo do the talking, letting the logo do the talking, letting the logo communicate who you are as a person, how you dress and why that's important. Right? And then comfort above all philosophy. So, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. It's essentially saying how I feel is more important than what I'm communicating as a man, which is wrong. You should be communicating who you are as a man, what you stand for, how you dress, how you stand, how you present yourself, your presence in the room. How you dress immediately communicates that. And look, these three send a signal that you don't respect yourself, and you certainly don't take yourself seriously. I need you to understand that maturity in dress is like a language, and most men are speaking the wrong dialect. Before you say a word, your clothing has already spoken for you. You need to understand that first impressions count. Whether you like it or not, you can agree or disagree with it. They judge you, your status, your competence, your reliability, your presence, before you've said a word. And disagreeing with it just doesn't make it not true. The question is whether you'll accept that and change, whether you'll be defined as the kid who's never grown up. I want you gentlemen to understand something. Streetwear was not designed for men. It was designed for boys, okay? Now, respectfully, it has a genuine cultural history which should be respected. If we're talking about the hip hop culture, skate culture of the 80s and 90s, I grew up then, late 90s, early 2000s. So I loved it. Like growing up, like I just fucking loved the baggy jeans, the skate jeans, Limp Bizkit, all of it, right? Like I fully grew up in that era. But the context matters, right? Because that it tells you who these clothes are designed for, right? People pushing against the expectations of adulthood. Men who have essentially not grown up. Now, in your 20s, that's cool, right? But in your 30s, in your 40s, and in your 50s, sorry, pal, you need to grow up. Something that I want to discuss here is the athleisure trap. Here's the thing. This is the most socially accepted form of adolescent dressing for guys in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, which makes it the most dangerous, okay? Athleisure wear brands spend millions of dollars on marketing, influencer marketing, collabs, etc., trying to convince you that wearing sports clothes or activewear clothes all day is acceptable. It's not, just an FYI. It's acceptable to wear to the gym. It's acceptable if you just need a duck out to go to the shops. But if you are going to an event or a dinner or a lunch where you need anyone to be taking you seriously, rocking up in athleisure wear, unless you work in a gym, is probably not the right attire that you need to be wearing, to be transparent. You need to take yourself seriously and you want people to take yourself seriously. If you're rocking up wearing athleisure all day, especially to meetings, lunches, dinners, whatever you want to call it, places where people need to take you seriously, wearing athleisure is not the right move, okay? And something I want to touch on here, or not touch on, a big point that I want to make is logo culture. Logos keeps you loyal, but they keep you adolescent. What do I mean by this? When the logo is doing the talking, you've essentially outsourced your identity, your essence of a man, to a corporation. Not only are you doing the marketing for them by wearing their logo, you're also marketing to or advertising to the wider world who you are as a person. You're essentially saying that I haven't developed my own visual language yet, so I'm going to use theirs, right? I haven't developed my own style, so I'm going to use theirs. I haven't developed my own person, so I'm going to outsource that to who I think I want you to be, or who I think I want you to think of me to be, okay? It's essentially a borrowed identity. The men who are the best dressed are almost logo free. Sure, you might notice a logo on their watch, you might notice it on their sunglasses, but very rarely will you ever notice it on their clothes, especially if they're dressing to make an impression or a statement when they're going out and in a place where they want to be taken seriously. It's always almost logo free, and you'll notice that the fit and the silhouette is correct, and it's the first thing you notice. And the brand essentially is irrelevant. The man is the statement. Who you are is a statement, not the logos. Who you are, how you dress, that's the statement you're making. So why is this? Well, all we need to do is follow the money. Who profits from you dressing like this? Retail, fast fashion, athleisure brands, they profit from you being uncertain. When you're uncertain, you're easily persuaded by trends and hype and collabs, etc. All these systems need you to be uncertain about who you are and what you should wear. A man who has figured that out, who has built a coherent wardrobe, a stable identity, a point of view, is a bad customer. He buys less, he buys better, he stops clicking essentially. The system isn't broken, to be honest. It's actually working exactly as it's designed. It's just not in your favor. Understand this point. And finally, how to then? How do I stop dressing like a teenager? How do I start dressing like the man I am, like the age I am, okay? Dressing your age is about structure, form and fit, palettes and intentionality. Your clothes have shape, they're not ill-fitted. The fit is calibrated to your body and the proportions of your body are correct. The palettes, or you wear palettes, and when I'm talking palettes, I'm talking about color. If you're unsure what I mean by palette, they complement each other. They flow, they complement your skin tone, etc. I'm a pretty dark skinned, tan sort of fellow. Chap, old boy, so I can wear white on white because I can pull it off. But if I had a super pale complexion, white on white, it's just not the look for me, okay? Just to be transparent, that's what I mean by palettes. And I ensure that every piece has an intention, right? I'm not just throwing everything together and then it all just looks mixed up and jumbled. I want to make sure that my outfit has intentionality. What is the intention that I'm trying to bring to people? How do I want them to perceive me and the man I am, and how I present and respect myself, okay? Now, you need to understand that this is not expensive, it's not complicated, but it does require effort. You understand? It's a decision. The decision starts with how you dress, and that then feeds into how you're perceived, how you perceive yourself, how you respect yourself, okay? The message is clear, gents. If you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, you need to stop dressing like a teenager, okay? Go get some.